Hello everyone, today I'm going to be ranking the game passes in Blox Fruits from best to worst. I'm also going to be including all of the other things you can buy for Robux in the shop besides permanent fruits. So I'm going to go over the boosts, fragments, money, all of the products, and all of the permanent game passes. So we're going to start off with the worst ones. So the very worst one is definitely fragments and money. These two both absolutely suck. This is 1,500 Robux, which is $20 for $1.5 million in the game. You could easily get this just from grinding for about an hour, and you could save $20. Buying money is just completely useless. And same with buying fragments. 1,500 Robux, once again $20, only gets you 16,000, which is 16 raids, which you can do in a bit under 2 hours. So you can get that for free instead of spending $20, and it only takes up to 2 hours out of your day. So just do not buy these. It is not worth it at all. Now, the 2x XP boost are also pretty much useless. You should be able to use the codes to get all the way up to almost max level, but if you can't, they're not completely useless because double XP can be helpful, but it is pretty expensive for how much XP you get. Like 15 minutes, you're going to have to spend $1 for like 30 minutes, which is honestly kind of a lot. So these three things right here are basically completely useless. I do not recommend buying them. Now for the products and the game passes. We're going to do the products first. So these are in their own separate classes, like we ranked these worst to best, we'll rank these worst to best, and we'll rank these worst to best. So in the products, the worst thing is race reroll, or change race. It costs 90 Robux, which is over $1, for something that you could literally just come over to this NPC with only 3,000 fragments and get a 100% free race reroll. All it takes is like 20 minutes of your day to complete 3 raids. It is super easy to get that, and I definitely do not recommend spending any money on changing your race, unless you're like actually rich in real life and you just don't want to spend time grinding. Then I guess it makes sense to buy some of these, but honestly, just grinding for these is more worth it. Next, we have refund stats. This is the same with change race. You can literally just go buy it for fragments, and you can get it from codes. But it can be a little bit more helpful than changing your race, because there's sometimes no more codes or you're out of fragments and you need to change quickly, so you could use that, but it is still pretty useless. And by the way, down this bridge right here is the NPC that allows you to re-roll your stats, Plockster. Okay, so now for the other two products. We've got respawn bosses and +1 fruit storage. Now these are actually both pretty useful. And so in second place for the products, we have respawn bosses. This can help you fight a boss. So let's say you're up here, you just killed the boss, and you can't wait for another one, or you can't server hop, or you need to spawn it in quickly for something like mastery grinding or making a video. You can just click this button, and it respawns every single boss in the server. Now that is honestly pretty useful. And now, for the most useful product in Blox Fruits, we have +1 fruit storage. It is a tiny bit pricey, $5 per fruit storage. Like, it's not like you get a bunch for $5. You just get one of the fruit storage for $5. But it is really helpful when trading and stuff. Like, instead of only being able to hold on to 1 fruit, you can hold on to 2. And you can buy it infinitely. So right now, as you can see, I have 7 fruit storage as my max. So I can hold 7 fruits. So it's hard for me to get maximum on rare fruits unless you're like a pro and you have a ton of mythicals. But you can always just buy it again. So it is a very useful product, and it is by far the most expensive product. Now let's go on to the game passes. Now there are a couple of game passes in Blox Fruits, which are double drop chance, fast boats, double money, double mastery, dark blade, and fruit notifier. The only one I do not have is dark blade, but I have tested it on my friends' accounts because they all have it. So I am able to talk about it because I've used Dark Blade, and I'm just going to say Dark Blade is last place for the game passes. Dark Blade is the most useless game pass. For a pretty expensive price of 1,200 Robux or over $15, all you're going to get is a sword, and it's not even the best sword in the game. Like, we could just pull out this sword right here, the Cursed Dual Katana, and it is easily better than the Dark Blade. I don't even have sword stats. Look at my stats. I have 0 sword stats, and this easily gets the job done for whatever you need to do. Like, it almost kills an NPC. This is really good for grinding. It's honestly better than the Dark Blade, and so are a lot of other swords, like the Midnight Blade and the Hollow Scythe. Dark Blade is pretty good when you get it like V3, but not good enough that I would recommend spending real money on, when you could get a better sword or an almost as good sword for completely free. Just takes a little bit of time out of your day. Now, the second most useless game pass is Fast Boats. I was going to click on it. I don't know why I already own it. So these are the difference between the best regular boat and the best fast boat. We're going to go for health and speed here. So we're going to take the most powerful boat, and we're going to see how fast it is. So it's going to be this one right here, the Grand Brigade. It costs $4,000. This is the boat. It's a really big boat with 2,500 health, and it is not horribly slow. This boat is actually decently fast. Boats are slower in the second sea, by the way. Or, if you bought luxury boats, which is decently expensive, it's $5 just for a tiny bit faster transportation. This is the most expensive one, the Lantern. Costs $1,000 more, but they're still both really cheap. The same amount of health. It's a smaller boat that holds less people, and it's only a tiny bit faster. So you would be better off just having regular boats and literally using like the Light Fruit or the Portal Fruit. You're barely going to be using boats at all in Blox Fruits. Unless you're like max level and you're going to be going out to the sea a lot in the 3rd sea, there's really no point on getting this game pass, as you can just travel around almost as quickly with regular boats. Now for the third most useless game pass, or the game pass in 4th place, we have Fruit Notifier. This game pass is very expensive. So if you spend $20 on Robux, you're only going to get 1,700. Another $10 is 800. So that means for $30, you're only going to have 2,500. So you're going to have to spend another $5 to get 2,900. So basically this fruit notifier costs 3,500 Robux. Now I already own this game pass, and let me just say it is pretty useless. I don't know why I keep forgetting how to talk. Sorry about that if it's kind of annoying. This is a pretty useful game pass because it can help you get fruits and stuff, but it's just so expensive and they barely spawn in. But I have gotten a bunch of mythical fruits. Like, I've gotten 6 control fruits in total from it. I've gotten a kitsune, I've gotten a leopard, I've gotten 2 mammoths, 4 does, 19 shadows. Yes, I keep track. I got super lucky on the shadows. 11 gravities, 4 T-Rexes, and tons of legendary fruits from it. That's because I've been using it for a while. But I honestly would have been better off just not spending the $35, just keeping my money and just spinning extra fruits. It'll take a bit longer to get rare fruits, and you'll miss out on a couple of them. But it's just so expensive for what kind of fruits you get. Like, I haven't really got any game passes out of it. I haven't gotten enough fruits to get any game passes. So now we've got the 3rd place game pass. In 3rd place, I'm going to say 2 times drop chance. 2 times drop chance is pretty good. So if you go over to any kind of boss, you get a 2 times chance to get their weapon drop or key drop or whatever the boss may have. And if you're trying to grind to get like a fighting style in this sea, or to just get the weapon from every single boss, it's so much easier. You only have to kill the boss like 10 times instead of 20 times to get it. It is pretty helpful, and it's still a pretty cheap game pass, going for under $5. Now in 2nd place, we have the 2 times mastery game pass. This gives you mastery 2 times faster, and as you can see, I've been using it. 600 mastery on Sanguine Art, 600 mastery on Cursed Dual Katana, and I have 600 mastery on a ton of other things, just because of how much you get from killing NPCs. So look at how much I'm going to get after killing this NPC right here. So let me just get him low with my Sanguine Art. We're just using this as like an example. Alright, now, boom. So that gave me 34,166 mastery on it. which is nowhere near enough to level up. That was just from one regular NPC. I only would have gotten 15,000 if I didn't get the Game Pass. It's so much harder to get Mastery if you do not have this Game Pass. And now for first place, we have the Double Money Game Pass. It's a little bit more than $5 like the 2x Mastery, but it makes it so much easier to get money. Once again, I'm going to kill an NPC as an example, so let's go over to this Marine Captain, and I'll show you how much money I get now. Go to the Marine Captain, and boom, we got 1,282. I would have only gotten 600 if I wouldn't have had the Game Pass. Or, for quests, if we click on the boss quest, you get 25,000, but with the Game Pass I have, you get 50,000. So it's a really overpowered Game Pass, and it's only $6, so it's pretty cheap. I definitely rank it first place out of anything you can buy in the shop. Also, this is not really a Blox Fruit thing, but if you buy Roblox Premium, you get some pretty good benefits, so I recommend always having Roblox Premium. We're not going to talk about why I don't have it, I just don't have enough money for that. So that's going to be all for this video. Let me know what you guys rank all the Game Passes and stuff in the comments if you guys would say anything differently. This is just my opinion. It's not actually which Game Passes are best. You guys can decide which ones you want to get yourselves. So that's going to be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.